Hey folks, it's good to see you back. This is the last part, but I'm going to actually teach you two parts. One, writing conclusion paragraphs. In addition to that, writing the claim of a rhetorical analysis paragraph. Okay, let's stop right here first and just refresh ourselves. What we have highlighted here in yellow is the prompt. And again, the prompt is a cue or the direction to an assignment. You don't know the prompt, you don't know what you're doing. That's why it's so important to know what the prompt and the directions are to an assignment. Next, here is the highlighted sky blue thesis. We know that this is the main argument and the anchor of the whole essay. This is the backward planning statement to this person's message, argument. Okay? Lincoln makes an ethical appeal by using venerable diction, makes an emotional appeal by using repetition. And what is this all for? To establish his leadership and put inside of people a sense of unity. Okay, awesome. Then we get a summary paragraph, and then we get a rhetorical analysis paragraph 1, 2, and lastly a conclusion. So, in this conclusion, take a moment. I want you to pause this video. I want you to read through the conclusion paragraph. Okay, pause the video. What you should be able to see is that the very first sentence sounds like a very similar sentence, okay? If you didn't catch it, that's okay. But what you might have caught is that this sounds like the thesis statement. It is, pretty much. Look up here, okay? Look down here. The very first sentence of a conclusion, okay, is when in doubt, it's a thesis rephrased. Why do you rephrase it? You rephrase the thesis statement in the conclusion because you don't want to sound like a robot. You got to put some flavor in your writing. That's simple. What are the next two sentences? Okay, although having a huge loss of men, audience is able to rekindle their trust. Additionally, the audience is unified by remembering that people make up democracy, which in turn allows them to pick up the American flag and finish a wearisome yet significant war. Nice. So far, these two sentences right here, what are they? It's the main ideas of the rhetorical analysis paragraphs. Okay, let's highlight this green. Again, it's the main ideas of the rhetorical analysis paragraphs. Not the summary. I don't need the main idea of the summary. That's a little bit too repetitive. And last but not least, what we don't have here is the zinger sentence. What is the zinger sentence? The zinger sentence is pretty much your closing sentence. But you don't want to leave your audience hanging. Rather, you want your audience to be thinking about your argument and your essay more deeply. You want to be able to have a lasting message. And that zinger sentence should be creating that lasting message. Well, how do you do that? Well, you talk about what are the significance to what is the significance to what you just wrote? Why does it matter? Okay. Perhaps there's like further questions. Maybe you have further questions, but you don't want to put a question at the very end. You kind of want to put it into a statement. Further questions that are put into statements. Okay? And there's no one formula for this, so I'm going to put etc. Okay, it has to be something relevant, not something irrelevant, outlandish, yet at the same time connected. So here we go. I'm going to write something. This whole message and argument and essay is about rhetoric. How Lincoln persuades the audience. So how do we do that? Why don't we write something like this? Lincoln's careful choice of words and focus on unity demonstrates leadership that anyone should examine when he or she is at a loss for words. Facing great obstacles. Notice that what I just did was create a zinger sentence that really focuses on Lincoln's rhetoric, Lincoln's persuasion. This isn't, again, a message and an essay about what Lincoln said and whether you agree or disagree with them. So you got to make sure that you're focusing on Lincoln's persuasion techniques. And that's what I did in my zinger sentence. I'm going to highlight this a different color. Love it. Okay, so thesis rephrased, the main ideas of the rhetorical analysis paragraphs, not the summary, and a zinger sentence. That's your conclusion paragraph, pretty much. Okay. Now I want to go very briefly over in the thesis statement. I want us to look at this. It says, Lincoln makes an ethical appeal when using venerable diction. I'm going to bold that. And then after I have that, I also focus on the emotional appeal using repetition. And then here's my purpose statement, right? And I'm going to underline my purpose statement. How do I write a rhetorical analysis paragraph, the claim? Usually if you can write the claim, the rest will follow. So how do I write that? Well, take a look. Throughout his speech, Lincoln uses venerable diction to make an ethical appeal, and in return, strengthen the belief that the Union had a morally fit leader with character. Notice that this claim is only focused on the very first part of my thesis. Lincoln makes an ethical appeal using venerable diction. Right? It doesn't talk about the emotional appeal of using repetition. Absolutely not. In fact, this part, Lincoln makes an emotional appeal using repetition. I'm going to highlight that. How about something different? We'll highlight that orange. Okay? I talk about this in the second rhetorical analysis paragraph. Take a look. Additionally, Lincoln uses repetition to stress the importance of democracy and make people continue the fight. Bolded and highlighted in orange. Notice that these two rhetorical analysis claims separate out what is stated in this thesis. There is no formula of learning how to write a claim sentence, but what you have to know is that you got to take apart what you stated inside the thesis and make sure your rhetorical analysis paragraph address what was stated inside the thesis. Okay, that's it for me. Good luck. Ask for feedback.